Welcome back and welcome to my July TBR. I have no idea how my July is going to go. The Reading Rush, formerly known as the Booktubeathon, is happening at the end of July. So hopefully that will give me a chance to catch up on some of the books that I haven't read during my July reading month. I have visitors coming, I have like a different work schedule, I've got all sorts going on, so I really don't know what it's going to look like. So I'm putting these books on my TBR and then we'll just see what happens. I'm going to include some July releases and some August releases, as well as other books that I want to read, and I will tell you a little bit about each of those books. So the only book that I have to read that is released in July is actually, by the time you're watching this video, will already be released because it comes out on the 2nd of July, and that is Queen of Ruin by Tracy Banhart, which is the follow-up to Grace and Fury, which you might remember, I feel like I read this during the Booktubeathon last year. You might remember me being surprised by it. I got it in an Owl Crate box, and it's not my kind of genre normally, but I remember finishing that one and going, I have to read book 2 now. I need to know what happens next. So I am going to be jumping into this one straight away. Hopefully by the time you see this, I might have already read it. Here's hoping. So that is my July release. Then I have a couple of June releases that I would like to get to. The first of which I am on the blog tour for today. So I will definitely have read this because I need to have reviewed it by the time you are seeing this video. And this is Why Mummy Doesn't Give a... You can insert your own word there, but you can probably see underneath the redacted bit here. And this is the third book in this series. The subtitle is Because Family Begins with a capital F. And this is a book in diary form. And I absolutely loved the first 2 books in the series. There's Why Mummy Doesn't Drink and Why Mummy Doesn't Swear are the first 2 books in the series, I think in that order. The first one's yellow, the second one's blue. And I just loved them, and they were so funny and so relatable, so I'm very excited to dive into this one. And I was sent this one all the way from HarperCollins in London for review, so I'm very excited about that one. I should have said the first one I got from Little Brown when I was at Book Expo. But as I say, we'll be reviewing this one for my blog tour. Blog is always linked in the description box below if you are interested to go and hear my thoughts on this already. And then another June release I would like to read, I actually got also at Book Expo from Turner Publishing, and it sounded amazing, and I talked about it in my book haul, and I was hoping to be able to read it in June, but I just didn't manage to, and that is Tiny by Kim Hooper. Tiny follows the harrowing journeys of Nate, Annie and Josh, 3 people unwillingly tied together by tragedy. But I have been told that it's not all tragic, and so that is why it's on my TBR, and I just absolutely love the cover of it. I need to find a nice sunset to be able to take a picture of this one with. So hopefully going to get to that one this month. And then the other June release that I have an audiobook, and it is How to Say Goodbye by Katie Collins. Katie Collins is a British author who I've read her other stuff and I absolutely love. You should definitely go and follow her on Instagram because she does some good stories. She's recently had 2 children and they feature heavily in the stories, so it's always very cute. But yeah, I have the audiobook of that one, so hopefully I'll be able to slot that one in somewhere this month. Then on to a couple of August releases. When I say a couple, you know there's going to be loads. The first one is one that I got at Book Expo and is non-fiction, and so I'm very excited about reading this one. And this one comes out in the US on the 6th of August, and that is There Still Sex in the City by Candace Bushnell. And that kind of says it all, really. You know what you're getting with this one, and I'm very excited to sit down and read it. It's not very long either, so hopefully, because I'm really looking forward to reading it, I will get to this very soon. Then I have a couple that I have from NetGalley on my Kindle by 2 of my absolute favourite authors. I love these authors so much, and I've been kind of pushing them and saving them, and I've waited long enough. The ebook of one of these is already out in the UK, but these are both released on August the 8th in UK in hardback, audiobook, etc. The first one is The Family Upstairs, Their Secrets Are Deadly by Lisa Jewell. You know, I'm a huge fan of this author and always have been, from when she was writing women's fiction to now her awesome domestic thrillers that she writes, and I've heard that this one's amazing. I am kind of saving this one to when I have a day to read the whole thing, because that's what I've done with her last two novels and they've just been mind-blowing. I think partly because I've allowed myself to get the intensity from the book by sitting and reading them all in one day. So very excited to read that one. And then I have The Girl in the Window by Rowan Coleman. And this is one of those that I haven't actually fully read the synopsis. I feel like I don't really know what it's about, but Rowan Coleman is an amazing author. And again, I've read all her books. I love them. I love what she writes. She also has another book coming out this year under a pen name, which I will hopefully be getting my hands on. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this one, and it's one of those that I'm just going in blind because I love Rowan and I know I will love the book. Then another couple of August releases I have that I picked up at Book Expo. I have The Dearly Beloved by Cara Wall, which is published by Simon & Schuster on the 13th of August. And I just love this cover. It's got this foil on it here as well. And this was one of these I just kind of picked up because they were handing them out. But Charles and Lily, James and Nan, they meet in Greenwich Village in 1963 when Charles and James are jointly hired to steward the historic Third Presbyterian Church through turbulent times. Their personal differences, however, threaten to tear them apart. And I love the sound of the setting and the premise of this one. So hopefully I might get to pick this up in July. As I say, it comes out on the 16th of August, so I have time. And then a young adult book that I feel like wasn't on my radar, but sounds amazing, is also set in New York in, well, not now, not the 60s, but this is summer 1984, and this is My Life as an Ice Cream Sandwich by Evie Zaboy. And this one is Ebony Grace Northfleet flies from Huntsville, Alabama to Harlem while she'll stay with her father while her mother deals with the trouble that's arisen for Ebony Grace's grandfather. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to reading this one. This one comes out in the US on the 27th of August, so this is another August release. Then we have a couple of other things I would really like to get to. I received a copy of Love from A to Z by S.K. Ali at the Simon & Schuster breakfast that I went to at BookCon, and I would really, really like to get stuck into this one because it sounds lovely and everyone I know that has read it has loved it, and this is a signed copy, so why would I not want to read this one? And then I also requested, I think possibly whilst at the breakfast, her first novel, Saints and Misfits, which I have on audiobook from the library, so I'm hoping to dig into this one before it has to return. Also on audiobook from the library, I have Where'd You Go, Bernadette by Maria Semple, which I want to obviously read before the film comes out so I can make you guys a book versus movie video, and the film comes out in August, so I have the audiobook from the library now. I've been on the wait list for it for a little while, hoping to get to that one soon. Then I have another one that I picked up at Book Expo from Turner Publishing, and this one is The Jane Austen Diet, Austen's Secrets to Food, Health and Incandescent Happiness. So this one looks like it's got kind of tips and tricks along the way. So this might be one that I can dip in and out of as the month progresses, and is another non-fiction because I feel like I didn't get to as much non-fiction as I would have liked to have done in June. So then another audiobook I have from the library, I have Her Royal Highness by Rachel Hawkins. I picked up the physical book and then the audiobook came straight away, so I might do a bit of a read alongside or switch between the two as we go along. This one isn't very long and is the follow-up to The Royals by Rachel Hawkins, but I heard that this one also has good queer representation as well, so looking forward to diving into that one. And then also an audiobook from the library, I have I Wish You All the Best by Mason Deaver, which I heard people talking about at BookCon and Book Expo, and then subsequently heard a lot of people reading for Pride Month. So I borrowed it from the library. I haven't managed to get to it during Pride Month, so hopefully I will manage to get to it during July. And then I have a couple of books that I bought in the month of June that I would like to get to. Obviously, if I don't, it's not the end of the world. But both of these have been recommended to me by Instagram friends, and I was drawn to them anyway because of the authors. The first of those is Hope and Other Punchlines, which will be in my June book haul whenever it comes up. And this is by Julie Buxbaum. I loved her other books, so I'm excited to read this one because I like her as a writer, so it's going to be good. And that is also YA contemporary, which is always nice to read when it's hot and sunny outside. And then we have Again But Better by Christina Riccio, and Christine is obviously a booktuber, and so she wrote a book. There's been really good reviews. I'm excited to read it. That's all I know about it. And this is the Barnes & Noble YA Book Club special edition, so I think it has a letter and some bonus, I want to say footage, but it's not footage, is it? Material in here. Yeah, so there's quite a lot of books there, as always. For someone that doesn't know how much reading they're going to get done in July, you will probably see some of those books pop up on my Reading Rush TBR, which will be up here in a couple of weeks' time for you, closer to the time of the Reading Rush. I feel like I can't commit to what's going to be on the TBR at the end of July, at the beginning of July, but that's just me. So yeah, make sure you subscribe so that that video lands in your subscription feed. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. And of the books that I just want to get to this month, where do you think I should start? Let me know in the comments below if you have read and loved any of these. I need to get to them now. And I will be back with another video on Friday. So I will see you then. Bye.